Chewers, this is Ren Brown from CHUD.com. I'm here with John Boyega of Attack the Block fame. He's growing star, and we're gonna hash it out. He's here in Atlanta with us. So first of all, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going well. I'm cool, thank you. You?
Got you good. How long you been kind of on the grind promoting Attack the Block? This most recent block,
man.
anyway.
Well, yeah. Well, I've been here in Atlanta for like a couple of hours.
Right.
But I've been promoting in different states for about, the last 2 weeks, last 2-3 weeks.
You were in San Diego for Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, I was in San Diego, which was really fun for Comic-Con. That was really brilliant, yeah.
How was that? What kind of experience was that? How long did you get to do anything fun, or was it all interviews the whole time?
It was interviews, and then, the fun things were doing doing the Attack the Block panel in Hall H.
Right.
Which was fun, and seeing people dressed up as, Powerpuff Girls and
right.
Naruto, which is fun. And,
right.
Yeah, but it was a crazy atmosphere, but it was really fun.
Cool. Well, I saw this for the first time because I've seen it I think 3 or 4 times now. But
wow.
I saw it.
You're good.
I saw it at South by and just knocked my fucking socks off.
I didn't even see it at South by.
I know, like your presence was your missing presence was definitely felt.
Yeah.
So, but I had a big long conversation with Joe at lunch and learned a lot about the film there. So, tell me a little bit, since this has become like right out the gate became a huge kind of darling movie on the internet, just constant promotion and the 25 screenings across the U.S. and everything, and the success in the U.K. already. How is that? What's that been like, being in kind of like a cult film that's still primed for crossover success, hopefully?
It's been a great experience. I've been humbled by being given this opportunity to obviously take part in a film like this. When we were making it, we didn't know it was going to be this big. We didn't know it was going to be this successful. We knew it had potential, but the way it's just grown, our little boy has been doing well. Do you know what I mean? And
right.
It's great to be a part of it.
Being in a movie like this, excitement right off the bat, and it's amazing to be on set with all these guys. But at what point did it kind of occur to you that this movie was like truly something special? That again was going to be a cult film immediately, and then possibly kind of crossover thing. When did that occur to you, that this was more than just a run-of-the-mill, amazing, life-changing opportunity?
When I watched it the first time, when we had a private screening in Soho with the rest of the 4 of the boys, and we watched our performances and we watched the film, and it was just amazing to see all our work kind of get put together with the Basement Jaxx soundtrack, and all the shots being there, and the aliens being there in full force. And that's when I thought that this has potential to be a classic, one of those films that you go back the next couple of years and watch, and just a fun night in the cinema.
Right.
It doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time it has a little bit of social commentary there. But at the same time, it's a fun movie, action invasion alien movie. So it was good. It was good to kind of like be a part of that.
Cool. So what kind of what preparation did Joe have you go through? Have you watched any movies to lead up to it?
Yeah. He gave us like a package of DVDs. He gave us Assault on Precinct 13.
I was expecting a lot of Carpenter.
Yeah. The Warriors, Over the Edge, E.T. We watched all those films because we knew that Attack the Block was like a love letter to those films and showing our appreciation. And obviously Joe just wanted to kind of, those are the films he grew up on. Those are the films I love to watch. And, he kind of got us educated about what he was trying to do, so we all had a knowledge of where we were going.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So outside of what Joe necessarily wanted you to prepare with, is there anything special that kind of informed your performance, or that's either been a long-term inspiration or kind of struck you right before? What kind of really drove you or motivated you? Any movies or specific performances or actors in general?
Well, so for the character of Moses, I watched season 4 of The Wire, and a lot of the characters are like Moses and are in the same circumstance, and decided to go back and watch that and try to gain as much as possible, because a lot of the actors are very subtle in their style of performance. And Tristan Wiles, that played Michael specifically, and Jamie Hector, that played Marlo Stanfield.
Right.
And those characters appealed to me because they didn't need, you could mute them and you could still know what was going on because they told the story so well. And I knew that Moses didn't have a lot of dialogue, and I knew he was a good kid in bad circumstances, and I knew he had to be menacing and rise to a hero. So I decided to look back on that, and obviously looking back on action adventure movies, and just trying to get knowledge so I can get myself prepared for the work.
Gotcha. Well, talking about people in circumstances, kind of an elephant in the room, and I think you'll probably get something at the Q&A tonight. But the obvious question is, now that this movie has kind of been recontextualized just in the last week with the events in the UK, I mean, what is your kind of view? And I mean, obviously have you been in the States for a while, or like touring around? When's the last time you were kind of in the UK?
I was in the UK about a month and a few weeks ago, so
Okay.
I've been here for a while, and I've been hearing the news about what's going on there.
So watching it on the TV.
It's
same
very,
as
it's
everyone
very,
else.
very heartbreaking. It's very upsetting to see, you know, communities being destroyed like that. But I
Yeah.
think, you know, at the end of the day, I hope it gets better, you know, and you
Right.
know, and I have to say, a big, you know, I'm so proud of the young people that are out there that are kind of getting their brooms and kind of cleaning up and
Right.
helping to rebuild their community. And you know, I think that's something that the media have kind of overlooked. And I just want to say, very, very proud of them. Do you know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
amongst all the stuff that's been going on, a lot of young people have actually stepped up and helped the community and helped to build back, you know, what was, you know, before, which is a peaceful place. But you know, God willing, it will get better.
Right, yeah. I think in any huge tragedy like
Yeah.
that, it's the small inspirational stories that you can really take from it.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of movie Attack the Block is. It's a small character-based transition that can
Yeah.
represent something bigger. So
Mhm.
it's a kind of a positive movie to have out and about.
Yeah.
So kind of drilling into the movie a little bit, you know, obviously the core of it is the dynamic with, you know, with the crew. So tell me about forging that and, you know, what you walked in with already, what, you know, kind of might have changed between, you know, your relationship as you went along filming. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, the relationships between Moses and his gang is what really, really matters. That's what makes Moses him. That's his family, that's his boys, that's all he knows is Dennis and the rest of the guys. And you know, it wasn't originally planned for Dennis to be his right-hand man.
Right.
But me and Franz kind of had this kind of character connection, and I was just like, you know what? You know, Dennis should always be the person that's kind of like Moses' guy, Moses', I don't know, marksman or something. And
Right.
you know, though that kind of developed as we went along, we didn't know that when we were getting into it. And obviously, Moses' relationship with Jerome and with Biggs, and Moses feeling as if he has to take care of Biggs all the time. That's why, you know, in one of the scenes he stops and goes back for him, you know.
Right.
And you know, those relationships kind of it built as we went along, because these characters just it was a growth thing. Like we felt our characters growing. So by the end of the shoot, we were just like, oh, that's who the characters are. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't that we
Right.
clocked it before we went into the filming, and which I
Gotcha.
think is better for us, because you know we were newcomers, and
Right.
it was great experience to build it up, and you know it was more natural and authentic to not have everything pre-planned in
Gotcha.
terms of our relationship and stuff.
Another relationship is obviously the you know, the dynamic with the creatures themselves, which
Oh, yeah.
which are kind of hard to verbally explain. They're kind
Yeah.
of like black holes, perpetual silhouette thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I you know, there was a lot of practical work that went into it too, but not knowing exactly how it would, you know, what did you know going in terms of how it would ultimately look and sound, these creatures, and you know, what was that like on set? You know, working with.
Well, we had Terry Notary, who was in the costume in the
Right.
alien suit, and he's been the Viper Wars in Avatar. He was seen in action in the Rise of the Planet of the Apes new movie, and
Right.
he's just absolutely fantastic. He just brought that Hollywood energy to set. He was committed, and you know, he gave us genuine fear, because when he was in action, like, you don't want to be standing there. Do you know what I mean? He's going for it
Right.
100%, and kind of like gave us, you know, strength for our characters, and he motivated us to be like, oh, we need to step up in this scene, because look what Terry's doing. Do you know what I mean? We need to build
Right.
up on the fair, get the breathing up, and get it as natural as possible. So it was good to work with the aliens. They were really nice. They're really nice people in real life.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Right on. So about how many times do you think you've seen the movie at this point?
How many times? Whew.
I know that's a tough question, but
I'm not a guy that likes to be fake. I've seen it a lot of times.
gotcha.
One reason, because I enjoy it.
Of course.
I love the characters in it. My favorite character is Dennis, played by Franz Drame.
Right?
And he's probably gonna be like, oh, yes, he said it, but have to be real. But I've watched it. I watched it a few times. I went to LA Film Festival, you know, with Edgar Wright, and we done a Q&A there, and obviously with the American tour,
Right.
I've been in and out of screenings and watching it with audiences to see their reaction and stuff.
Well, what I was driving to is, you know, obviously you said that first screening was really impacting and kind of knew you had something special.
Yeah.
What has kind of grown for you, or what have you noticed, or what thread have you started to appreciate more having seen it, you know, time after time and time after time?
I think I start to appreciate the entertainment industry more, and the amount of work that goes into these movies. Some we don't like, some we like. But at the end of the day, to get a film out there, to get a film released, isn't an easy thing. As you know, Attack the Block has limited release in
Right.
America, and you know that should give you kind of flavor as to how the industry works, and it's so hard and so competitive to kind of get your project out there. So I can only be humbled about that, and just, you know, you learn a lot of things about how things work, you know, the techniques when it comes to acting, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, how much actors put in work for, you know, for the job.
Gotcha.
To entertain you guys, the audience.
Well, you know, I think regardless of if this is, you know, a blockbuster success, people are going to see it. It's being noticed by the right people. It's finding the audience it needs to find. So you're obviously getting a lot of attention. We'll hopefully be empowered to do, you know, really special projects. What are kind of your long-term goals with your career? Is there anything specific that you'd really like to do, or a person you'd like to work with, or subject matter you'd like to tackle?
Well, you know, I'm inspired by a lot of people in Hollywood. I love Tom Hardy, Andrew Garfield, and Denzel Washington, Will Smith, all the people that are putting in the work and doing well in the industry right about now. And obviously, I've been given a warm hug by Hollywood, and they've given me scripts, and they've given me things to read and things to audition for. And, you know, it's all about taking time, making the right decision, just making sure the next thing is you know, ultimately bigger. And, you know,
Do you have the next thing lined up yet?
I have something in the works now.
Cool.
But I can't say it. I've always wanted to say this. I can't say it because it's under wraps.
Nice.
You like that? You like the way I just put it out there? Like,
that was savvy. That was smooth.
Yeah.
Do you have a timeline of when we might find out? Will it be the next couple of weeks, couple months? Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Gotcha. That's fine. That's fine.
Not far at all.
I think we're just all eager to hear. But
yeah.
Well, right on, man.
It's very exciting, though.
I appreciate your time, because this movie, I think, is really special. And
Thank you, man.
It's captured
Thanks.
a lot of hearts.